Sometimes a name from the past comes roaring back into the present. And when it does, it doesn't just bring nostalgia. It forces us to ask some really big questions about where we're headed. That's exactly what's happening right now with one of the most iconic names in automotive history. So let's really get into it. Think about it. What truly makes a car a legend? Is it just about the raw numbers, the insane specs? Or is it something more? Is it the story it tells? Because believe it or not, 40 years after the original icon was born, its name is back, and it's putting this exact question right in our faces. All right, so to really get a grip on the choice Ferrari is facing today, we first have to take a quick trip back in time, back to the original legend and the huge shadow it cast. So, back in 1984, the original Testarossa bursts onto the scene. And it wasn't just a car, it was like a moving piece of art. Throughout the 80s, this thing became a global symbol of success. You saw it in Miami Vice, it was huge in bubble-era Japan. It was the car. It was never just about being the fastest, it was about the way it looked, its sheer presence, and the story it told about the person behind the wheel. It was a cultural phenomenon. And now, in 2025, that name is back, and it's creating this massive philosophical crossroads for the brand. Okay, so fast forward 40 years, and that legendary name now stands for two totally opposite ideas. On one side, you've got the official 849 Testarossa, a real car, a beast driven by pure, brutal numbers. But there's this other idea, this imagined vision of what a 2025 Testarossa could be, one that's all about elegance, about narrative. One is a monster of performance, the other an emblem of style. This right here is the fork in the road for Ferrari. All right, let's go down that first path. Let's talk about the official car, the monster of numbers. So what's the headline? Get this, 1,050 horsepower. Just let that number sink in, 1,050. That's not just supercar territory, that's F1 level power. It's a number designed to just absolutely dominate the headlines and obliterate the competition. And it gets even crazier when you look at the specs. We're talking a 4-liter twin-turbo V8 plus 3 electric motors. 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in under 2.3 seconds, a top speed well over 330. This is where you gotta ask the real question. Where in the world can any normal human being actually use this? On a public road? Forget about it. It's not just impractical, it's just completely out of control. It even requires AI just to keep it on the road. And that leads us to this quote, which really hits the nail on the head. The 849's power erases any sense of composure. Think about that. Your human reflexes literally can't keep up. So the AI isn't there to make the drive more fun. It's there to act like a leash, to hold back this insane power that's too much for a person to handle. Driving pleasure? No. This turns it into driving fear. So then you have to wonder, who is this car even for? Back in the day, the Testarossa was something a successful doctor or an entrepreneur could aspire to. It was a dream you could maybe, just maybe, achieve with hard work. But this is a multi-million-dollar car for collectors and speculators. It's not an aspirational goal anymore. It's become this unobtainable trophy. It basically changes who can even dream of owning a Ferrari. But what if there's another way? This is where that second vision comes in, an idea that completely rejects all this numerical madness and tries to bring back what made the brand so special in the first place. And at the absolute heart of this imagined 2025 Testarossa is a very deliberate choice, the last pure gasoline flat 12 engine, placed midship, mounted longitudinally, just like the original. This isn't about stats, this is a statement. It's about feeling, about character, about that incredible sound. And then you see the price tag, a proposed $150,000. Now, that is revolutionary. That's not just a number, it's a whole philosophy. The goal is to make a Ferrari a dream within reach again, a reward for real success, not just a chip for speculators to play with. The way electronics are used here is totally different too. They're like a silent partner. The stability systems are there for comfort, the AI, it's just a last resort failsafe for emergencies. The most important thing is that the driver, you're the star of the show. The machine doesn't take over. You're the protagonist, not the car. Okay, so this whole contrast really gets at a deeper question, a debate that's been going on for years. What should power actually feel like? See, in the past, power was about reserve. It was about knowing you had this effortless, confident acceleration on tap. It gave the driver this incredible sense of calm and assurance. But now, for a lot of these modern hypercars, power creates anxiety. You have to be constantly on edge, vigilant, because you're worried about this uncontrollable force. A surplus of power used to create ease. Now it creates stress. And even a super nerdy detail like the engine layout becomes part of the story. The original Testarossa had a longitudinal engine, where the crankshafts runs front to back, not side to side. A lot of people got that wrong over the years, but this 2025 vision makes a point of reclaiming that detail. It's a way of saying we are connected to our authentic racing DNA, to our heritage. So, where does that leave us? What does all this mean for the future? Which one of these paths is the one that's actually going to last? I mean, it really feels like we're at a crossroads for cars in general. Path 1 is just more numbers, more AI-driven performance, this endless chase for insane stats. But Path 2 is about human-centered cars, cars that get you with their beauty and their story. Let's be honest, huge performance numbers are becoming cheap in the age of electric cars. But a great story? That has real staying power. And this quote about the shogi master Sota Fuji is just perfect. People are still fascinated by him, the human genius, more than any AI that can beat him. It's the same idea here. We will always be more drawn to the beauty of something driven by a human. We might be impressed by cold mathematical perfection, but we fall in love with human artistry and achievement. So ultimately, the argument boils down to this, something really simple. The 8490 Testarossa, it inspires awe, which is cool, but it's fleeting. The Imagine 2025 Testarossa, on the other hand, that inspires love. And that leaves us with the final question, right? Which one will be loved forever? Because at the end of the day, numbers always get beaten. Records are made to be broken. But a great story, a beautiful shape, a dream that people feel they can actually reach out and touch, that's how you create a legend that lasts forever.